Yo, what's up, you fabulous furry bitches? It's your boy, Foxy Fucktard, here coming at you with another high-quality piece of cunt. Oh, I can't keep that level of energy up forever. Holy sh**. Good day, favorite denizens of the internet. I'm Fox's terrible audio quality, and today I wanted to add on to the pancake batter commentary series that I thought of making a couple of months ago. Technically, the leak video can be considered one of these videos, but I'm trying to forget that video just as much as the angry comments aren't going to forget it. I'll explain why my audio is the way it is at the end of the video, but for now, let's get around to the title of this video, Criticism. Now, I'm sure that if you found my channel, you've probably heard of the Paul brothers and the original Asian vlogger, RiceGum, all three of which have garnered both immense popularity and immense hatred amongst the YouTube community. Their immense popularity is attributed to the way that their videos appeal to the larger YouTube audience, younger children, and in the sense of children, I mean roughly 14 years of age or younger. Most kids around this age are usually fairly poor judges of character or quality, and I should know because I was that age once. To give you an example of how poor my judgment was, I used to think that the Spy Kids movies were amazing when I was younger, but now I can't even bear to look at just how terrible the DVD cover looks, let alone force myself to sit through the whole thing without cringing or hitting the pause button at least once so that I can walk off my anxiety. The movie was interesting to me at the time, but as I got older I started to realize how terrible that movie was because I was gradually discovering bigger and greater films. And in the same way, most kids will think that the Pauls and Rice Boy are amazing while they're young, but as they get older, they'll grow out of thinking that way. So what does this all have to do with the Paul brothers, RiceGum, and the topic of criticism? As you might know, the Pauls and RiceGum have done and publicly posted some things that make them stand out as crowd hate favorites. Jake Paul's rap sheet lists that he's an asshole to pretty much anyone because he can get away with just about anything with little to no repercussions. He acts like a child, which is probably why children are attracted to this content because he's an adult acting like them, which gives a very skewed view of what adulthood really is, and he's willing to make any sort of drama in his life into a clickbait video because you just gotta get them views. He also frequently flexes his wealth by showing off his house or his car or whatever new shit he gets because it's cool to tell everyone that you spent $100,000 on a brand new car and post it all over the internet. Logan Paul's record is similar to that of his younger brothers. A colossal jerk, disruptive, rude, completely unaware or uncaring of his surroundings because he just gotta get them views. Plus he posted that one infamous video of him mocking Japanese culture while disrespecting the body of a man who had hung himself in the infamous Japanese suicide forest. Then he tased Rat afterwards because that's a great way to improve your PR. We here at YouTube are all about family-friendly content. RiceGum also suffers from dyslexia, a condition onset by constantly flexing how much money you spent on buying really high-end clothes. There's also an older, highly infamous clip from Rice's livestream where he asks a rape victim how great the sex was. If anyone speaks up against anything that he's done, he throws a minor tantrum and has a team of talented musicians help him pick his ego off the floor and write him a diss track in response to whoever may have thrown scathing or slightly negative comments his way. I assume that this is because he's so insecure in himself that he thinks that anyone who mocks him is openly challenging him and he has to buy a new track to prove that he's not a wuss. In short, he's just as desensitized as the Paul brothers are and will do pretty much anything because you gotta get them views, bruh! All three of these creators also refer to anyone criticizing them as haters, even though in reality the majority of people who think that they think are hating on them are just giving them criticism on how to not be a poor example to younger viewers. Granted, most of the criticism is pretty shit because over the internet people can't seem to sort out the reasons through the thick veil of hatred, but there are some high-profile creators out there that I know of that have at least attempted to say something along the lines of, hey, you're being a piece of shit, and here's how you can be less of a piece of shit, namely The Odd Ones Out and iDubbbz TV. Regardless, the response from RiceGum and the two Californian blondes that constantly make the trending page is always the same. They're haters, so we dab on them, or lol, you're irrelevant and you don't know what you're talking about. In a broader sense, it's a good overall response to insults or comments that offer nothing of value. You know, for example, if someone called you ugly, you'd dab on them, or whatever they tell kids to do these days. Or just think, you know what, this guy isn't relevant to me, and his opinions on my physical appearance mean nothing. On the other hand, if you're openly conveying to kids that it's okay to act immature and disrespectful through all points of life, and someone says, hey, that's not okay for a number of reasons, perhaps it would be a good idea to take note of those points of criticism. Unfortunately, this trap of thinking that you're free of criticism because you made it big can affect just about anyone, myself included. Two clear examples are, well, wouldn't you fucking notice the only other video I ever talk about? The League video and my game reviews, which I've chosen to title My Experience With. In the League video, I thought I made it fairly clear that it was a personal struggle that I had had with the game for several years running, and that the ideas I presented weren't full truths, but rather theories on why I thought I had seen some of these larger League of Legends content creators start to direct their attention away from the game. Some of the most common negative comments on their video are basically claiming that if I wasn't shit at the game, I'd probably enjoy it a lot more. And at first I thought it was unfair for someone who claimed to be Diamond 2 to say that Silver and Bronze players can't enjoy the game because they're just bad and can't understand it. This is mostly because, statistically speaking, roughly 60% of League of Legends players are in Silver or Bronze, while Diamond represents only about 2% of the player base. Obviously, the majority is on my side, so you get your 2% milk crap out of here. At least that was my mentality until I thought about it in a different way. There are a few things to consider here first. One, I know that I'm probably never going to play League of Legends again for reasons that I listed in that video and a few other ones that are highly personal. 2. The theories that I came up with in the video were from my experiences with the game, as it's impossible for me to speak properly for someone else. Ironically, I thought that I could, and I had impulsively included claims laid out by other content creators as a way to justify my points, all of which turned out to be mostly false anyways. The different thought I had was this. Now, I play a fair amount of football, or soccer, or whatever you lot call it, as a goalkeeper. Now, if I wanted mentoring on how to be a better goalie or news on new tactics developed by goalkeepers, odds are that I'd rather get that information from a professional trainer or outlet rather than a 2-paragraph guide written by a Reddit user. If I were to use my logic of the majority is right to become a better goalkeeper, I would have listened to the Reddit user because there are probably more people on Reddit than there are professional goalkeeper trainers in the world. I was basically saying that people who know better than me don't actually know the game better because 60% of players just can't be wrong. My experience with video series was named such because I thought that, well, this is how I felt and how I like to critique these games, and anyone who says otherwise is just hating on a good opinion. Starting to sound like anyone else? Since the name of the series as such, I thought that I had made myself exempt from criticism, which is probably the most dehumanizing thing anyone can do. Anyone and everyone is open to criticism, and if people who either A, can't take criticism, B, refuse to address criticism, or C, pretend like they're better than the rest of humanity, and either falsely address criticism for PR or pretend like it's not critical at all, are usually the most obnoxious and vapid people on the planet. Ergo, the Paul brothers and Rice Gum. So what am I going to do personally to change this? After the last pre-recorded series of videos goes up in August, I'm going to change the title of my experience with series to something else. The original videos will be kept with their original thumbnails and titles, but they will be grouped with game reviews under a less narcissistic title. Here are some titles that I've thought of so far. Other changes coming in September include more commentaries like this, longer and more neatly edited game reviews, knockoff guide videos, normal first-hand experience videos, weekly Twitch streams, and the possibility of montages of games with friends. I'm already over a quarter of the way to my new PC in the middle of May, so I'm fairly confident that a few more months will easily be enough time to get all of that. Thank you all so much for your patience and for putting up with the occasional meme videos. And that's about it, really. I'll probably think of something else while I'm editing this, but for now, about my audio quality. My microphone is packed away, but I couldn't wait until September to record this video, so I had to resort to using my phone's microphone for the audio on this. If there are any other videos aside from the my experience with or the first-hand experience videos between now and September, they will be sounding like this. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have a great day, night, or space cycle, depending on when and where you watch this video. And I'll see you on the flip side. Goodbye.